Patriarch Abun Matthias urges faithful to forge peace, compassion during Lent. Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, EOTC, Patriarch Abun Matthias called on the faithful to devote the fasting period to strengthening peace, together,
ከመልካም ህሊና የመነጨው መልካም ሥራ ማከናወን ግድ ይለናል
and helping one another. Patriarch of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, Abun Matthias urged the faithful to spread peace and harmony during Lent. Abun Matthias conveyed a message to the faithful in connection with Lent, which begins Monday, February 24, 2025, on Saturday. During the fasting season, apart from abstaining from food and drinks, the faithful should refrain from making verbal abuses and arguments, the Patriarch said. Abun Matthias also called on the faithful to give a hand to the needy, reconcile those in disagreements and adhere to peaceful deeds.
Islamic Affairs Supreme Council President urges Muslims to support needy during Ramadan. The President of the Ethiopian Islamic Affairs Supreme Council, Sheikh Haji Ibrahim Tufa, urged Muslims to devote the holy month of Ramadan to supporting and helping each other. In a message he conveyed to Muslims in connection with Ramadan that starts a week later, he called on the faithful to show love, forgiveness and togetherness in the fasting season.
ሰላምን ፍቅርን እንዲሁም የቁርአን አስተምሮን መሰረት ባደረገ መልኩ አደጋ ላይ የወደቁትን ወገኖቻችን ምስኪኖቻችን አብሮነትን እያጠናከራችሁ በሰደቃም በኸይራትም ሁሉ እየተባበራችሁ አብራችሁ ረመዳናችሁን እንድትጾሙ በዚህ አጋጣሚ አደራ ለማለት እወዳለሁ።
In particular, giving a hand to the needy is important, he added. On his part, Ustaz Abu Bakr
ስለ ሰላም የምናወራበት አብሮነታችንንና ወደፊት በጋራ ተያይዘን እንደ ሀገር የምንራበድበት መሰረት የሚጣልበት ትልቅ ዕለት ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ለዚህ ዕለት ሁላችንም የረመዳኑን ክብር የቁርአኑን ክብር አንድነታችንንና ሀገራችንን በሰላም በፍቅር በመከባበር በአብሮነትና በመረዳዳት የረመዳኑን መንፈስን በማድረግ እንደምናሳልፍ
Ahmed said the Ramadan is a time for Muslims to preach peace and strengthen togetherness. A national Quran recital competition will be held during this year's Ramadan month, it was learned.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is a source of inspiration for the collective pursuit of riparian countries toward sustainable development, President Tayatsky Selassie said. Speaking at the Nile Day 2025 regional celebration commemorated in Addis Ababa on Saturday, he noted that the Grand Ethiopian
demonstrates how innovation and the quest for development can unite riparian countries in search of a prosperous and climate-resilient future. I'm quite sure your visit tomorrow to the site will be a source of understanding and above all, a source of inspiration for our collective pursuit towards sustainable development.
The Ethiopian Renaissance Dam demonstrates how innovation and the quest for development unite riparian countries in search of a prosperous and climate-resilient future. The President pointed out that it is the time for engaging in a constructive deliberation and strengthening Nile Basin countries' cooperation
for the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is a transformative project that exemplifies our efforts not only to mitigate the impact of floods and prolonged droughts, but also ensure a consistent and reliable water supply for agricultural and domestic use across the basin. It is a cutting-edge water management capabilities, allow for the release of water during period of excess, thereby reducing flood damage downstream while safeguarding water availability during dry spells. For anyone who travels around the basin countries or lived at both ends of the Nile, or Abai, imparted a wisdom that the river Nile is an embodiment of shared aspiration and common. I trust this gathering will enable us to meet the aspiration of our people and deal with the mounting challenges we face through our collective endeavors.
Change, prolonged drought, rapid urbanization, devastating floods and competing interest for water resources demand for climate-resilient hydraulic infrastructures. Ethiopia's Water and Energy Minister Habtemul Idafa pointed out that the growing
effects of climate change. It is therefore essential that all the basin countries and international community take similar steps to build climate resilience and protect our shared natural resource. Genuine cooperation, enhanced by legal institutional mechanism, will lead to better climate resilience and shared prosperity.
Population within the Nile Basin, projected to exceed 1 billion by 2050, exacerbates the challenges posed by climate change, particularly in relation to water availability. On her part, Nile Basin Initiative Executive Director, Florence Grace Adongo,
unlocked for economic growth. The successes that we have in, for example, the joint regional investments, 80 megawatt Rusumo hydro power project, transmission lines, capacity building programs, water resources planning, conjunctive use of groundwater and surface water technology, revamping of the regional hydrometeorological monitoring stations, hydrological seasonal forecasting and early warning systems, basin-wide dam safety risk management framework, among others, are some of the initiatives that are testament to the power of cooperation.
Look at some of the challenges we have within the region, climate change, that also requires collective effort of the member states.
Undoing the system that reproduces intergenerational poverty is pressing in order to realize Africa's reparations agenda, Open Society Foundation's Program's Managing Director Brian Kagoro said.
The reparations agenda is about the many things that Africans must realize. This is a struggle of the African peoples, Kagoro stressed. He elaborated that AU's theme of the year also focuses on addressing the current conditions of Africans' underdevelopment, poverty, food insecurity, climate injustices and pandemics, among others. The theme further focuses on concerns about how to ensure the integration of the continent in a reformed global multilateral system. African communities had destruction of all ecosystems and infrastructure, erasure of their culture, misappropriation of their knowledge, scientific inventions and artistic works that continue till today.